My dear Bagginses and Buffins.
Welcome back, everyone. It is your favorite time of the week. It is time for more Lord of the Rings memes, where we read some fantastic Lord of the Rings memes and we describe them. We explain them if they need explanation, and we have a good laugh. So, without further ado, let's get into it. This one is: a wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. And then later on in the same movie, oh, I'm sorry, Frodo, I was delayed. I mean, this one is just, it's not even a problem because they have Frodo kind of like trying to solve this crazy mystery. It's not that big a deal. It's clearly a joke that wizards are never late. Like, it's a joke that he is always on time because he's a wizard. He's trying to pretend he's important. It's just a silly thing that I often find myself saying to people if I'm late. Okay, so let's go to the next one.
Do you want to watch the 4-hour Justice League director's cut? No, I don't have time for that. Want to watch the director's cut Lord of the Rings trilogy back to back? I can do that.
Yeah, so this is just, I mean, they're long movies. It's a dedication to sit down and watch the entire director's cut. So you really have to enjoy what you're watching if you're gonna do that. All right, so here we have Theoden. No parent should have to bury their child. It's a quote from the movies. And then we have Denethor. It depends on the child. So that's really harsh. It's it is very obvious in the movies that he prefers his son Boromir to his other son Faramir.
Yeah.
And in fact, he does at one point tell Faramir he wished that he was dead and Boromir was still alive. And so this,
But I think all things being equal, he'd want them both to be alive.
I believe so too. Obviously, the memes go a bit far in terms of him wanting him dead.
Because he's still kind of mourning when Faramir comes back.
Yeah.
And he starts, embalming and burning him.
Yeah, so there's clearly he definitely has some issues to deal with. I don't think the memes definitely portray him in a very harsh light towards Faramir, but it's not that far off. Like, he is really nasty to Faramir. And like he said, Faramir is still alive, and this guy is basically planning his funeral, and like he's gonna make sure he's dead for this funeral. This is a fun one for Denethor, but his character is a very, very nasty character.
I want the best third film in a trilogy. I said the best third film, perfection.
So I mean, this one's pretty new. The Spider-Man movie just came out, and people are raving about it. So this joke just keeps everyone in their place that there is still a hierarchy to the best trilogy, and it's still Lord of the Rings, which I think we can all agree with.
Yeah. Do
you know that when I kicked that helmet and then Arwen cuts off Aragorn? This is based on true events for most Lord of the Rings fans. So the joke, obviously, people who are fans of Lord of the Rings know what happened to Viggo Mortensen. The shot you see in the movie is him breaking his toe when he kicks that helmet. Everybody on planet Earth now knows that. And yet, when you're watching Lord of the Rings, it's really hard not to point that out for some reason. I think that's just something special about the fact that these actors are just so dedicated to this film that they would push through like that. He's not the only one. A lot of these guys have had issues while filming, and so I think this meme just kind of gets to the point that it's been done to death at this point. We all know about the helmet, and yet it's really hard not to talk about it.
I am an elf. Well, technically I'm human, but it's raised by elves. That's funny. That is like Will Ferrell.
It is. It is. I mean, this is keeping in season. We're a little bit late to this one, but yeah. So this is from that movie Elf with Will Ferrell.
Who was a human raised by the North Pole elves.
Yeah. So different elves, but still, it actually fits perfectly, like you said. It's exactly right. This is not brought up in the movies, which I don't think it's required, but for a deeper background on Aragorn, he is sort of human. He is still got a little bit of what is considered elf blood within him, which is why he's able to live. When we see him in the movies, he's like 70 or something like that. So the fact that he is so old and yet still appears young, he has a little bit of elf blood, but he is more human than that. And so he was raised by the elves. He was raised alongside Arwen, which is where they first met.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
so
I think
Arwen saw him grow up. Meow.
yeah, that would be kind of weird, because she would be aging. I mean, she would have already been her age essentially, because she'd be much older. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that'll wrap it up for the Lord of the Rings memes this week. Send us your memes if you got a really, really good one, because I can never get enough of these guys. See you guys next time.
I regret to announce this is the end. I bid you all a very fond farewell.